Hello Integrals and Differentials. It's done now. Welcome back to my kitchen. There, on today's menu, I'll be serving you a preview of the next Pokemon expansion set coming to the game on November 2nd. So checking your calendar, that's just a month and a little bit more away. It's going to be called Evolutions, and everything you see here is going to be on PokeBeach's website, which I'll link in the description. Now, all the card artwork will be using the very first original cards from the base set. So, we all have a weak spot for these original first, right? Just a little. Now, unlike the original ones, they have updated attacks, stronger hit points, and even new abilities. And looking at them, which we'll see, they're gonna be awesome. So, what kind of strategies can you make with them? What synergies do they have with the current cards in the meta, and how they changed that? We're gonna find out and learn all this new stuff right now. So let's get started with Pokemon EX. What? Venusaur EX? That wasn't in the base set. No, it wasn't. It's from XY. But back then, Spirit Links didn't exist. Now they do, and now finally, Mega Venusaur will become playable. Maybe, but let's take a look. 230 hit points. Wow, that's pretty quite top of the line right there. And three grass energies, 4 energies total. Expensive, hard to get up, but maybe with Mega Turbo, Sceptile, Max Elixir, ooh, you might be able to do it. 120 damage. Now, that's nothing. Always paralyzes, always poisons. So if it gets the first attack, you cannot retaliate. You can't attack back, and the next turn you're gone. So if there was a fully charged up healthy Venusaur, I'd be afraid. And even a Mega Mewtwo would have a hard time trying to one-shot this. And moving on, we have Caterpie, Metapod, and no Butterfree. What did the Pokemon catcher do with that? We don't want to know. And moving on, we have a Beedrill. Oh, another Beedrill. That, is almost good. What? Let's take a look at it. Swarming Sting does 40 damage for every other Beedrill you got. Probably doesn't count Beedrill EX. That would be quite easy to do, but it takes 2 energies. That's quite cheap, but Stage 2, Beedrill Stage 2, guys. You need to get the Kakuna, the Weedles out in the right order. Maybe some rare candies, maybe revitalizers. So, you Sycamore them, put them right back on the bench. And you might have a cool attack. You can use Mew EX and just copy this attack so you can save your Beedrills and not risk losing them. But it also hits the bench line. So you get 3 Beedrills. You can one-shot those Shamans off with your Pokemon. And 4 Beedrills is 160 bench damage. Oh, that's gonna be insane. So it would make a great deck video, I can say that for sure. Now, moving on, we have Charmander, Charmeleon, the original infamous Charizard. And it's got the same ability, Energy Bird. Any energy attached to this is a fire energy, so you can make a water deck and put this in here. Although you probably stick with fire, because burning energy is really good with this. And double colors. Why? Fire Spin, 200 damage, dang! That's a one-shot kill on a lot of Pokemons. And 3 discarding energies. How would you keep this thing fueled up? With double colors energies, maybe 3 burning energies if you're lucky to get all of them on there. And, ooh, you got some chain KOs here. 150, it's not too high. But you can make this Charizard work. And Charizard's going to have his day one day. And this thing, it's going to be fun to use. Now, Charizard EX, ooh. It is a reprint, but using stuff that we have today, like Volcanion. It's a basic Pokemon, 150 damage. You use Volcanion, you can get 180, 210 damage, and that's a one-shot KO, but it cannot use Combustion Blast, but you saw how to get rid of it. You use Zoroark, jump in, jump out, or use Poke Ranger, and you can use Combustion Blast consecutively. Or you just may have to wait it out. So, Charizard's back, and Mega Charizard! Ooh, 300 damage! That's a one-shot KO. Nobody survives Charizard, but 5 energies, Mewtwo's gonna one-shot this pretty easily. So, But if you get this charged up, it's going to be quite dangerous. there's no more protection cube, and it was used to negate this 50 damage recoil, but Super Potion's back, and I'm sure that they'll sort of get you there. And that's being reprinted, and we'll see that pretty soon. Now we have Ninetales Break. Remember that the original Charizard? This thing is kind of like very similar but more flexible version. It has little bit less hit points, a little bit less damage, but similar costs. You discard every single 5 energies on this, but it does 60 damage for every one. So how's the math add up? You have 3 energies, less activation cost than a Charizard, and it does 190 damage, just 10 less damage. But you have more, oh yes, 250 damage, so get all the burning energies you can on there, because that will make the attack even cheap. And you can get chain 250 KOs, which is kind of tough to do, but hey, one day, you may meet this Ninetales Break that gets it up, and it would one-shot all your Pokemon. Still stage 2, still tough to get out though. So, moving on, we have Arcanine, Burning Road. Oh, it's Dragonite here again. Once before you attack, when you switch this thing out, you could take all the fire energies, put it onto this guy, and have it ready to go to do Scorching Earth, 1/5 damage. Only a 2-shot KO, and you cannot use Volcanion and damage boosting effects much to this. Maybe Giovanni, and if you're paying that much for a 2-shot, it's not that worth it. Doesn't have too many hit points. 130, it's okay, and you can't use the attack again unless you have Zoroark Pokemon Ranger. But what I'm saying is, you can see it's still tough. You may just actually want to attack and trade the Pokemon instead of switching an Arcanine out. But we'll see. Maybe a Max Potion. Okay. Now, moving on, we have Blastoise EX, Mega Blastoise. Oh, with a Spirit Link this time. Lowish energy cost. You can use, Mega Turbo, Max Elixir before it evolves. And does 120. 2-shot potential. Easy. 30 damage to the bench. So no penalty. And then you pick 2 Pokemon that takes 30 damage. Pretty average. Something similar. A little bit damage, weird damage split other than Mega Aldino, but very comparable. You can use Mega Aldino for now, so why not? You can't use Mega Blastoise. If you're a Blastoise fan, this is for you. So we have Poliwrath, 140 hit points, 3 water energies, 80 damage, but it always discards. Lots of effects. They have Flip a Coin to discard, always discards. But the damage isn't quite there, and sometimes, well, you may be in a bad day, and this thing could get you locked down. Sometimes your opponent, could usually just attach another energy and finish this thing off. It's not that much. I don't think so. Poliwrath is just gonna go away after a while. Now, moving on, we have Starmie. Oh, I remember this card. Galactic Spin. This is new. You get to turn any energy card, any card in your hand, into an energy retrieval. So it works really well with, say, Volcanion EX. You turn anything onto your hand into more energies, and then you can use it with Scorched Earth. You can use it with, let's see, maybe even Magnezone. Yeah, get 2 lightning energies out. That's 2 more lightning energies that you can use for your turn. So a lot of synergies. It just takes deck space. Maybe you would, have to take out Octillery to set this up. It's tough. But you only need 1 Starmie out to make it useful. Very useful ability, just challenging to squeeze and set up on your deck. You have Dive Ball, Level Balls. Okay, and Starmie Break. 1 energy, 100 damage to every Pokemon that has a break. Are break Pokemons popular? No, they take a lot of evolving, so limited potential. You squeeze 1 Starmie Break in there and just hope. Yeah, that's how it works. It only works in a water deck too, so Now Gyarados, wow, 180 damage. Don't let that fool you. Look at the coin flips. Any tails, just 1 tails does nothing. Nada. You gotta get 4 energies to charge this up, and probably no damage. 75% chance to miss. Yeah. No. We're gonna skip Raichu. Raichu does have an EX level attack, but it's still mediocre. You have to discard energy, so I guess we didn't skip Raichu. But yeah, 140 damage, discard an energy. Only 100 hit points. I don't think so. Magnemite, Magneton, you would use the current ones from the expansion, because that Magnemite has a free retreat and a good attack. This thing blows itself up. It would actually self-destruct, does self-destruct, so no, I don't think so. Electro, oh, did it make this better? They didn't. You have to knock it out. Your opponent gets a prize card. Only works on lightning Pokemon, counts as 2 lightning energies, and it doesn't actually count towards the energy limit. So you can still attach the energy from your hand, so maybe not that bad. Maybe you can use an N, you know, and shrink your opponent's hand that way, but still, that's pretty expensive to have to take deck space, set this up for a one-time deal, and then the penalties are just too much, guys. Now, moving on, we have Zapdos. 4 energy costs, both attacks. One of them does 30 damage to itself. I can't take that much, guys, and discard all energies. After spending 4 turns, which you won't, you'll use a Magnet Zone, you get to discard all energies for 170. That's gonna KO a lot of EX Pokemons that's not wearing a Fighting Fury Belt, or not a Mega Pokemon. But it will still one-shot a lot of stuff, especially when you got a Fighting Fury Belt to boost this thing's damage. Yes! Or maybe, no, you probably could squeeze an Empoleon or maybe Giovanni to do those ways, but those methods aren't that reliable. Now, Nidoking Break. Both these cards are pretty much generic EX cards. They have the hit points. They do 2-shot potentials overall. So let's take a look. Tail Swing, 100 damage. This 20 damage to all your opponent's basic Pokemons. Shamans and stuff. Just a little bit more and you would have been a 2-shot. But you do have a break. Same hit points as the EX Pokemons. 2-shot KOs, and the poison does 2 damage per tick. Now, the next turn, when you do a Toxic Fierce again, it's going to get KO'd anyway, so maybe if Nidoking Break gets KO'd, then it may have some, you know, like a, hey, take that, you know, a revenge kind of effect, but still, 4 cards to evolve, I think it's too slow to be popular when you're just getting average EX stats. Although it'd be pretty scary if it was charged up. Now, Ghastly, Haunter, Kurt wants it better. Drowsy, no Hypno, no Wheezing Mewtwo. When I saw this attack, I was like, wow. Then looking carefully, it's actually not that great. Lugia would probably be a better fit because this thing, it only scales with your opponent's energy. So 20 damage. If they have no energies, just as 20. If they have 3 energies, that's 80. Okay, there we go. Put a Fighting Fury Belt. Now you're getting there. So, your opponent knows this. Your opponent can play around this easily. So just stick with the Lugia. It does have a barrier effect, which you cannot abuse with, say, Zoroark, say, Poké Ranger, because the text here says, yeah, you cannot use barrier again if any Pokemon used it during your turn. So, but it would have given you a permanent immunity, which, yeah, that would be pretty broken. No damage, no effects work, so I don't think so. Just need a little bit more and you could have done this. Now, Mewtwo EX, another one. There are going to be 3 Mewtwo EX with different abilities, so how's this one work? Okay, 1 energy attacks, great for stalling or great for building up momentum. Energy absorption, you could take a discard, energy from the discard, and put it onto this thing. Great! Recover, heals itself 60 damage, free super potion, great stall attacks, and an expensive Cyburn. That's 2-shot potential though. So Mewtwo, you're pretty good for an EX cards. It doesn't have the damage swap, which made that Mewtwo amazing and gave it more utility, so it combos better with Mega Mewtwo. Although this thing seems like a pretty good alternative though, you know, as a starting player. Now Mew, Neutral Shield, your opponent's evolved Pokemon can't do anything that is similar to Glaceon, except this is an ability. Although 40 hit points, like even a Shaman with the Fighting Fury Belt can one-shot this, so yeah, you would need a Fighting Fury Belt for sure to put on this thing. It does no damage whatsoever, so total miss. Even has a retreat cost. Nope. Now we have Diglett Dugtrio. We shouldn't even talk about Dugtrio, guys. 90 hit points. Ew. 130 damage. Ooh. 2-shot potential and hurts all your bench Pokemon for 20. Ugh. Nah. If it did show up, it could KO some of your Pokemon, so if somebody decides to use it with Mr. Mime to prevent this effect. But other than that, nah. Machamp, you're back, man, with similar abilities and pretty good fighter. 160 hit points, so close to EX level. Strike back. You can attack this thing, you take 30 damage, and then it does 120 damage with its own attacks. It already has 2-shot potential, and this thing would help soften it. So, guys, in Generations, Fighting Furious Machamp was reprinted, and that thing boosted your damage and had a very similar damage and attack, and you could use it with the new Machamp ring. 190 hit points. Now you really fight with this thing. 100 damage, but the next turn 200 from then on. So best case scenario, you come off the bench, you knock out the Pokemon with the 100 damage, and every subsequent attack will do 200. Easy to get damage bonus thing on this, and it will just chain one shot. So pretty scary, except it's a 4 evolution break. Takes quite a bit of time to get off. Takes 3 energies. But make a pretty cool deck video again with that. Now, moving on, we have Pigeon TX. Ooh, very efficient first attack. If this thing, it must be attacked. It must take damage, and it will reflect all that damage back to it. Oh, and of course, it must survive. But 1 energy to say, mimic a powerful attack that it took. Great, you would still be on the losing deal of that trade because you would get knocked out first. But we'll see. Actually, you can actually knock out Pokemon with Mimic. So, quite versatile, situational because it's reactive. And your opponent will be able to predict these things. So, tough. Feather Throw, 80 damage. 3-shot potential, 20 bench damage. But we have a Mega Pigeon, 220 hit points. Mega leveled, Box Cyclone, 2-shot potential, 130. Forces your opponent to switch just like an escape rope. They get to choose. But you get to choose if it works or not. But, wouldn't you just rather take a Mega Rayquaza? Yeah, or even a Mega Aldino? So, gonna be an easy 2-packs kind of deal. Pokemon now. Rattata! Oh yes, we have a way to remove Poketools now. At the cost of a bench space. Bench space are so valuable. You may risk 1 Rattata, but nah. And also Eradicate. This one's tricky. It does 60 damage for every special energy card your opponent discarded. Now, how many are usually in your opponent's deck? 4. How long does it take for some energies to get down there? Over the course half the game, maybe they may accidentally Sycamore, or you discard it. It's just not going to be reliable. But it is very efficient because you can easily do 60, 120, even if all 4 special energy cards are down there, that's a 1-shot KO. So if the meta becomes very special energy heavy, like we're talking about 8 of them in a deck, then yeah, this thing will be pretty dangerous. Not now. Volcanions out there, it doesn't even use any special energies whatsoever. Now we see skip. Porygon, conversion 3, choose anything, including normal type. No Pokemon is weak to normal type, by the way. And the next turn, it takes double damage. So, it could easily build into a 2-shot KO. You would have to retreat it, wait for it to get knocked out, and have something on the bench line ready. So, not quite reliable, probably not going to be used, but still dangerous if it shows up. Okay, now, Dragonite EX. Oh yeah. Reverse Hoopa. Ability elevation. When you play this from to your bench, you pick 2 basic Pokemon cards in your discard, like a Hoopa, maybe Shamans, and put them straight onto your hand. And say you put this into a Mega Rayquaza deck. It loses a lot of Pokemon because Skyfield keeps getting discarded. Well, you take the Hoopa back into your hand, you take cards, and you quickly fill up your bench space. In fact, you just play this. Yeah, it's great. It fits into those type of strategies. Now, Hyper Beam, 130 damage, 2-shot potential. 4 energy is expensive if you got double Cuz energy. Maybe not so much. And you always discard an energy off the active. So it has a great attack. It's a bit expensive use, but very versatile. I think it's going to be a keeper. Now, yes, we're done with the Pokemon. We have reprints. Which trainers are useful? Super Potion. Use it with the Charizard. Anything else that doesn't exist that you can't use? There's Pokedex. Look at the next 5 cards. Arrange, the ones that you need next. Put it at the very top. And you'll get next turn. next turn. It's not gonna replace Trainer Mail. Nope, not gonna see any play. So Trainer Mail, you actually get it that turn, and it's as long as it's a trainer card. So let's see what else we got. Lots of Spirit Links. We have Tropical Beach. You play this card, it ends your turn, but you get to draw until you get 7 cards. So Tierno, Sycamore. Yeah, even Tierno, you may actually get more than 7 cards. So the fact this penalty is too big, which means probably Professor Oak won't see any play. Now, Brock's Guts, double Super Rod. It's a supporter, works with Verse Seeker too, so you just end up discarding a Super Rod. You still, as long as you got a Verse Seeker left, be able to restore Pokemons and basic energies back into your deck. So, you might... I like Super Rod, guys, because it's an item. It's not a supporter, but this may be for a type of deck that really has to get cards back. Brock's trainer may fit. Now we see the full art versions of the original, the Mega Pokemons and stuff. We have Pikachu EX. Still, it's here. I think you can actually get this EX now. But Pikachu EX, take a look at it. Compared to Zapdos, you can discard. You could actually activate this sooner, but you discard every single lightning energies for 50 damage. This is actually gonna KO stuff. Now you have a Fighting Fury Belt, 170 hit points, and you can make your favorite mascot Pokemon work with Magnesil. Just be really challenging to do. Now, what else? Oh, we got a couple more Pokemons, guys. Check this out right here. Imakumi's Duo. Basically, these are troll cards. Anything with this guy's name, troll. Ability, when you retreat, throw the card away. What? I mean, you retreat it back and then you just doesn't exist anymore? Okay. Harmony, you must sing a song, and when it ends, it does 60 damage for 2 energies. I guess that's efficient, but you can just sing forever, sing Katy Perry and something, and no wonder this thing can't be played in a tournament. Yeah, Team Rocket. It's basically a town map, but with a supporter, which you only can use one supporter, so no. However, it affects your opponent too, so they're like, hey, thanks for the free town map. Yeah, it's Team Rocket. I guess that's typical of Team Rocket. Now, Slowbro. 180 hit points, slack off, heal 60 damage. Kind of like what Mewtwo does for 1 energy, and you can't do it again. Next turn. That sort of stings. Splash, 100 damage for 3 energies. A little bit less than Blastoise EX. It's okay. Mega Slowbro, 220 hit points. 3 water energies. You can use Mega Turbo and stuff. 100 damage. It confuses it. So next turn, it only has a 50% chance to do 200 damage, which is pretty much an instant KO for whatever that takes 200 damage. Just the confusion. How would you get rid of that? Okay, Zoroark would reset the effects. You would maybe have to try to not put the Spirit Link or take it off and use Heavy Boots, or have some way to heal it off with a trainer. So, oh wait, trainer, Stadium, Chaos Tower. There we go. Woo, okay. Still a bit tough to use. Now, anything else? Gym badges, flip a coin until you get Tails. You're gonna get Tails half the times, it's gonna get you nothing, which is why it's not gonna be, played. But hey, you might get lucky, draw 2, 3, your entire deck. But still, 50% chance to get nothing is pretty bad. And that is the entire expansion. Just going through them, taking a look at, what sort of strategies can you build. And overall, there are a lot of cool stuff there. So, I'm excited. Can't wait to make videos on this, and I'm sure you're gonna enjoy them too. And hopefully this helped you find ways to make own decks and do something pretty awesome. So I think that's it for now. I will see you Monday afternoon for Volcanion EX. So thank you very much, Integrals and Differentials. Alright, said that. See you back soon, and bye bye.